All right. This is my how-to guide with how I encourage people to go vote. Now, understand, I want to manage expectations. This does not work 100% of the time. With my sister, for example, my mom and I will use these tools with her, and we probably can get her out to the polls 75% of the time. And we have a lot of elections in Texas. So she still is a pretty frequent voter, even in primaries, because we use these tools to encourage her to go vote. I will also tell you to be mindful of who you use this toolkit on. Don't go bothering that super anti person who's a contrarian, because all you're going to do is piss yourself off and them as well. Pick the people who perhaps are just busy, haven't really had time to dig into what's happening in their state. They may need some help, some nudging or what have you. Pick those people. Other thing too, so keep in mind, here in Texas, we have an election tomorrow, May 26th, Tuesday. This is for the primary runoff. A lot of people still have not voted. So you have people that you know in your friend group, your coworkers, the person sitting next to you at the bar at happy hour, who you can nudge to get to the polls before the polls close tomorrow. Now, here's my how-to guide. First and foremost, what you're not going to do not send those generic go vote messages. Those are annoying and they are not effective. We have to hold their hand and give them all the info they need to get to the polls before the polls close. I personally, and I'm an avid voter, I hate those generic go vote messages. I hate them. I delete them from my comments. It's not effective, particularly because it's not people who would be activated from that. We're going to vote anyway. The people who we need to be out here nudging, they need more information, and you're going to give it to them. So first off, we're going to start with an open-ended question. Hey, have y'all gone to vote yet? Because then you're going to assume that they are prepared to go vote. You're just kind of, checking in with them, right? And they say, no, I didn't know we're voting. Great opportunity. Now understand, because we had so many elections, we are not going to judge them, okay? We're not going to start screaming about, you should know we vote, da, 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 da. Everybody is not as tapped in as us. Everyone's algorithm does not show politics all day. So we're going to say, great, you didn't know? Let me tell you about what's happening. We're voting in the primary, the runoff, or whatever the case may be. You're going to take that opportunity to share with them what we're voting on. Then you're going to give them the date. Early voting starts tomorrow, or election day is tomorrow, whatever the dates are. You're going to include that and give them time. So for example, Texas, if you're texting people in Harris County, y'all, we voting in Harris County tomorrow. The times are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You got from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They got locations all over the county. You can vote countywide. That kind of information is helpful in helping them plan, and you taking one less thing off of their plate. You removed a barrier to getting into the polls because you've given them information they can use. Other thing I do too, I will give you a location where you live at, where you work at, because I know where the voting polls are. I be around town. So I would say, oh, you in 3rd Ward? Or you work over there? Yeah, they got Wheeler open. Wheeler, the church, yeah, they're open for voting. Go over here and go vote during lunch or before work. Yeah, you can go after work. I'm gonna give you a location by where you live at, where you work at. I'm gonna go in there and find it if I got to. Put your zip code in and find you a location. I'm gonna text it to you. Then here's the key thing, because our ballots are often very long in Texas. You're gonna give them recommendations. Don't give them League of Women Voters, because that is for more in-depth research. You're going to give them recommendations that are this is who we voting for. Now, you're going to invite them to make their own choices. Here is who I voted for. Here's my list. Here's my sample ballot. You can use my ballot. You're going to give them links that they can find their sample ballot. Oh, go on Harris Votes. Put your address in. You can get your ballot that way. Go on sway.co. Put your address in. You can get your ballot that way. For me, I have all of my sample ballot, basically, and who I voted for is on my Sway, which is linked in my bio. I am never talking to somebody about voting and not giving them recommendations. You don't have to use who I voted for, but this can get you started so that you have one less thing to worry about before going in there. Because our ballots are so long, there are people who will not vote because they're like, I don't even know what's on the ballot. So we're going to help answer those questions for them. Any question that you can answer beforehand, any info that you can give them, we're going to give them all of those things. I see it like Big Red and Bring It On. I've given it to you in your little hand, okay? I've made it super easy for you to go in there and vote. Other thing, I know I find it's a generational thing. Boomers up, black boomers, you can get them on the whole, people died for our right to vote. Millennials on down, I don't know. We can do a whole discussion about why that doesn't really motivate them. That doesn't really work. That you typically are going to aggravate them. I don't, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's just we're living in the realities of what it is. That doesn't work. Now, what I have found for millennials in Texas, saying that we have the largest population of black folks here and nothing to show for it, that does seem to motivate people. So think about things like that. But yeah, we're gonna be nice. We're not gonna judge. We listen and don't judge, and we're gonna give information. And that's going to help bring people to the polls. This is what I do. Me and July were at dinner last week. Y'all voted? Oh, where you live at? Oh, okay. Here my list. Go vote over there at Wheeler. We walk through everything with them. What's on their ballots, what's important, who they should vote for. We answer questions while we sitting here going through this course meal over at Gatlin's with DJ Reeks. Listen, it's very simple, y'all. Make it conversational, answer questions. Don't be judgy-wudgy. Don't get all preachy. And then ask what information do you need? How can I help you? And it makes a difference. People go vote when you do that.